The girl saw something terrifying through the window. She saw her blind grandmother watching TV. Just as she was about to raise her camera to capture it, the grandmother suddenly turned her head, as if sensing the gaze. A week ago, Ellie quit her job and returned to the small town. After her parents died in a car accident, she had no choice but to live with her only remaining relative. The grandmother seemed shocked by Ellie's arrival, but moments later she composed herself and warmly welcomed the granddaughter she hadn't seen in years. After unpacking her luggage, Ellie began familiarizing herself with the surroundings. Since she had moved to the city with her parents at a very young age, everything here felt completely unfamiliar. After crossing an old abandoned wooden bridge, Ellie met two young people her age at the dock. They greeted her enthusiastically. After all, most young people in such a remote town had already gone out to work. After hanging out with them for a while, Ellie said goodbye and continued exploring deeper into the forest. Soon Ellie found a giant tree in the middle of the road. It looked like it had been dead for a long time, and there were names carved all over its trunk. Ellie thought it was just a childish prank, so she didn't take it seriously and turned back home. Because of the sudden change in her sleeping environment, Ellie couldn't fall asleep and passed the time with puzzles. But then she heard strange noises coming from her grandmother's room. Out of curiosity, Ellie stepped out of her room. She quietly pressed her eye against the keyhole and saw her grandmother chewing something by the bed. Before Ellie could make sense of it, the door suddenly swung open. The grandmother kept moving forward as if searching for something. Ellie was so scared she kept backing away. She held her breath, not daring to make a sound. Fortunately, the grandmother didn't notice and turned back inside. Recalling how she was caught peeking last time, Ellie grew even more suspicious of her blind grandmother. But she didn't know how to ask. That afternoon, the two friends she met yesterday came to pick her up. After some laughter and games, Ellie finally vented her bottled-up emotions. But then the drunk Sean started targeting a little boy. He teased the boy under the excuse of playing together. The girl next to him laughed hysterically. Ellie was completely stunned. She never thought her new friends would be like this. Even worse, Sean accidentally injured the boy. The three panicked and took the boy to the hospital entrance. To escape responsibility, Sean forced the boy to go in alone. Helplessly, Ellie got out to help the boy inside. Her silence made her an accomplice to the bullying, and at that moment she had no one to talk to. Late that night, the injured boy returned home. When his mother asked what happened, he claimed he just fell. But his mother saw through the lie, because she too had once been bullied. To help her son get revenge, she told him a secret. If you carve the bully's name on the big tree in the forest, a demon will appear to punish them. Since Ellie's face appeared on the bully's social media, the boy instinctively believed she was one of them. As the three names were carved, hands suddenly reached out behind Ellie as she slept. The next second, she found herself back on the night of her parents' crash. As she crawled out of the wreck, she saw a bunny doll sitting in the middle of the road. It was her favorite childhood toy. As it slowly approached, terrified, Ellie covered her eyes, but the bunny doll vanished, and a real rabbit appeared in its place. Ellie scrambled out of the house and ran into the depths of the forest. There she saw a coffin before her. Inside it lay Ellie herself. The next morning, the grandmother seemed to sense something. She tied red strings all around the yard, murmuring that it's back again. What exactly was sealed inside that name-carved tree? And what connection did the blind grandmother have with it?